Jeez. I don't know what happened. I think we're gonna have to do a live selection of cards, so give me a second. I'm trying here. I'm doing. Do or do not, there is no try. Alright, so we're doing a reading. Look, I last night I realized how jacked up my card deck was. Well, not jacked up, but like the box at least. So I had to use packaging tape to refresh it. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so welcome back to my divine panel of 8 to divinely intervene as needed for my highest good, aka the highest good. I'm going to shuffle the deck and I'm going to pick the 2 cards here. So let's do it. Oh, there's one right here. Prefix, 7 of Wands. We have the advantage. Boop, boop. So this reading is in transit insights from my divine panel of 8. These are for those that have already stepped into a new light. The awareness of movement is a key, well, it's a turnkey. Duh. It was wonderful. Now, what inspired this initially is that yesterday, just like out of, I don't know, it felt like random, I decided to check this app for free items. I don't know why I picked this one, but okay, 2 of Wands, yeah. So this is the correct path. Bottom of the deck, I'm just curious. Justice! Wah! Wah! Justice! That's her throne. This is the High Priestess's throne, if you really understand its methods. This is extended feelers, as you can see. Oh, this is wonderful. So not only are we sitting in the seat of justice, but also our feelers have extended far out. Like, oh, they're saying like far out, man. You know, like that. So this is actually pretty cool because it's like, you know, having the Midas touch, but it's like almost Medusa, where you're setting things in stone, but also like this is like reformatting your foundation. So like when you put up a pop-up tent or like a beach tent or whatever, you have to have those weights. So it's setting those foundations, putting your feelers out, and the extensions of those that are of the like kind in like their what is it, fatal attractive energy, like law of attraction extended. So this is excellent. I love it. I love it. Top of the deck, I'm curious. Oh, wait, that we already got. No. Well, anyway, I'm just gonna leave it at that for right now. But yeah, so I found a shelving unit, and I thought it was just like small cubby units. So I was like, oh, that's great. And then I flipped to the next picture. I was like, ah, yay! That's what I've been looking for our living room. You know, after some changes, I engaged in my personal life that were like big tower moments. Anyway, I was like on the brink of losing out on, I don't want to call it losing out, but like it being passed up to the next person or the next people of inquiry, because it seemed like the people providing it were like received like, you know, crowds of requests. So anyway, I learned that they were also in transit, and I don't know if they're going to connect with this video or not, but this is a just in case, like out of good-heartedness, because I owe them a, just in talking, I just felt like it was good for them to have like a little housewarming present. So this is a prefix to it, because you have to just return the kindness like as you feel it out with the correct crowds. And as I told you before, like how I that girl with red hair, how I felt compelled to make her a bracelet to amplify her winnings in life, basically. I was told, wait, you're going to give this like absolute stranger something, and you're not going to give your friend who has backed you like for over a decade, or maybe even like almost like a decade and a half, let's say, that they've helped you, and that they've like kind of like kept eyes over you through thick and thin. And so I was like, okay, so I was told to just like halt for a second and just see how time progresses, and that was the correct path for me, because as things played out, it showed her lack of integrity, and my and an indication of my what do you call it, my default hyperdrive in overgiving, let's say. Yeah, because of the just rushing into that. And so I am in transit too. This is so wonderful, let me tell you. Okay, so I paid for the business license, and my fingerprint and all the fingerprint stuff, I arranged for that, and that was executed today. And like truthfully, I feel I was like, what was all this stressing about? Like, I feel such an a-hole. Because when I went in, like, from start to finish, everything was just like, everybody was so nice. And when I went to the police department, I was like, this is like a freaking campus. I had no idea like how much of a head count this place housed. Like, I had no idea. I've been living in this city for over a decade. And it just like, what? That's crazy. Like, I had no idea. I've never been in that like part of town. So anyway, everything was good. And I feel kind of embarrassment for having my guard up so high. And all right, I forgot. Okay, let's do a selection of cards. Okay, so okay, 3, 2, 1, cheese. That's what I do. And that's the 5 of Wands in reverse on the left side, and on the right side, Ace of Swords on the right side. So anyway, let me just straighten up here for a second. And this is wonderful because there's like, on the recipient side of like this is a group effort move, let's say, for them, for those people like having a change of life. There's no internal qualm about it. Like, everybody's on the same page for that. And I feel like, on a soul level, from my experience, that may be spoken or unspoken, but like, there's no qualm on a soul level, even if there's like initial aversion, like on surface level. It's there's no opposition to this. Like, if they were put in the same shoes, or if provided the opportunity, they would be like, yeah, that you're doing yourself right. So this is wonderful. And then on the doing side, Ace of Swords, it's just like pinning down the plots. Like, okay, I don't like to super plan out vacations, because I like the element of surprise. So I don't like to come in with expectations like, oh, we're going to visit this waterfall, and then you find out like, oh, it's seasonal, or like it happens once in every 4 years. Or like, and it's not what it's like cracked up to be. So this is like arriving to a destination, or like you're in flight mode and you're browsing the plot points of where you want to go, kind of like treating it like a road trip. And so that's what I feel like, this is like the adventure bound energetic, where is the the Legend of Zelda is equipped with a sword, but it's like encased in its sheath, and so it's like so there's a dual energetic in this, and like every step you move forward, you'll know what the next steps are. So it's like pinning down those those frequencies. And so this is great. This is adventurous. I like it. I like it. So my divine panel of 8. What are your insights for these in transit moves? Oh, and by the way, the shelving units, like my guides or my protectors or whoever's like watching out for me, like it was so unexpected, because I was just like thumbing through certain apps, and I didn't expect to see anything, but once I got those bookshelves, it felt like kind of like a gift. And it felt like, because I immediately said goodbye to a certain arena, it was just, once it was recommended, and then urged, I was fixated. I became fixated on the decision. Like, that is matter of fact, final answer, no lifeline used, no, like, there's no second guessing about it. This is good. Like, I'm with you. I'm on the same page. And so what they did, what it felt like anyway, was that it was like a recognition, like, okay, I got you. And just in case, as a consolation prize, you get to have this in case you have any second thoughts. So I felt like, because I made that decision, it was the foreboding of like blessings to come. Like, seriously, the place that I was at, I'm not gonna speak on it like such a foul sense. Like, it was terrible thing that I had to, like, yeah, I just I received proper closure, proper insights, and I motioned my way to proper closure. So that was executed well. All right. Anything else that you want to say? And then after I did the live scan, you just looking so crazy. I was like at my main cross streets, and I turning right was a truck, like a food truck, and it said something about Latina serving or catering or something like that, and I was like, what? That's crazy. That's so crazy. So I had to take a picture. I was like, I hope I don't get a ticket. I just take it from the dashboard. I'm on a stoplight, please, please, please. And so, like, it was just crazy. So anyway, my divine panel of 8 in transit insights. What do you want to tell me? 2 of Cups, great partnerships, solid ones. These could be platonic, but these are very much intimate in its bonding. Do you see that? Do you see how many skulls are multiplied from the Justice card? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skulls. See? In fact, I brought out my skull. Boop. I love it. Okay. So, 2 of Cups, 8 of Cups following it. It's like having to leave a certain arena because, like, there's too much noise. There's, like, too much, like poltergeist static TV energetics there. Like, even if you pull the plug, sometimes weird shiz will happen and like reignite a little bit, like throw some snapshots of you. And so I do have imprints of energetics, like fouling up and pointing the finger, that kind of energy. You see? Is he like, what are you doing, Tina? Where are you going? And they're quite unhappy about, the leaving of it. But this is wonderful, because this is the magician doing, like, the math is mathing, finally. 10 of Cups. That's what you do. This is what you get. This is your karma, Tina. This is excellent. And then following that is the Seven of Swords. So it's like stealing home base. Like, you made it, Tina. Like, you can rest on home plate. You can. This is like sliding into home base, and like the referee saying, like, just about to saying, like, you're out, but it's you're out in a good way. Like, you're safe. But in your head, you're like, you're out. And then like once you're like there, people usually like get up, dust off, and like, you know, they do their win, whatever. I think that's how it goes. But here you're like doing the model thing. You can rest up on home plate, and you can just like do your, like, you know, your shifts in modeling. So it's like doing the Vogue on home plate. You know how crazy that is? And this is also making like headliners, like Vogue cover. That's so excellent. I love it. And there are a bunch of crows out, and it's a foretelling of okay. It's a foretelling of like the support, like all around support. Like the birds were going haywire, and so I'm very much aware of what that means. So I appreciated that, even though it might be a matter of process. Like for me, like I have to think about the goodness in others, especially with the impression that I got walking into this like police department location. And it's like, I forgot what I was gonna say about that. But it's okay, yeah. So like as an auditor, you expect follow through, because you set this, you're in alignment with the standards, the common goals of running a business. It's based on efficiency and effectiveness, and so you have to hold the staff to the integrity of the systems. And so that's all that it is. It's not just business, it's like for the greatest good. And so this is like the checks and balances of like the Better Business Bureau, like kind of like preventative care before it even goes there. And so this is wonderful. Like, why wouldn't you be grateful for a system that has the intentions in place to protect and preserve that? So anyway, Ace of Cups, the Hermit card in reverse, Three of Cups in reverse, Queen of Wands in reverse, and Two of Swords in reverse. So we'll see what's going on here. So this is like flying out of the Batcave, like, oh look, light at the end of the tunnel. There's no debris or any obstacles to that point. You can see like, oh my gosh, I'm just a few moments away from freedom. And so the Queen of Wands is going through the Batcave like, mother fricker. There's like, it's like Indiana Jones style, okay? Where like he hates snakes. And so he has to like get above ground. So that's more of like on the like the roof of the cave. So that's why the Queen of Wands is in reversal. So like you celebrate your methods and how you got to there. Yeah, definitely. Like the recognition of like what works in the area of like chaos, proposed chaos. Because I think all of those are like vipers or what, you know. So anyway, this is the light at the end of the tunnel. This is a sense of awareness, getting through the thick of it. And so you win it, like Ace of Cups. Here's your refresher. This is excellent. Oh my gosh, look at the viper. Shoot. That's crazy. So, for my methods, like I went through the thick of it, but like, on that middle ground almost. So, it's like the snakes are my, are also somewhat of an ally. You know what I mean? Like, they're my familiars. And familiars as much as they are digits, let's say. Yeah. This is good. So, in transit, insights. So let's say for the people that have just moved a certain location or moving to a certain location, I would say like they're following their intuition correctly. Once you realize there's snakes just about anywhere, you realize like how to put yourself, better position yourself, um, and that keeps you safe, like following that intuition. So you know that not all snake breeds are the same. And which ones, that's like, I'm not afraid. Like, I've gone hiking and I'm like, oh, look, that looks like, a dead snake, or it might be like like pretending, but like I was always mesmerized by like observing it and studying them. And so that's what you naturally are inclined to do in like somewhat chaotic environments. You're here for a certain reason, and I've environment. So if this is like absolute reality that I have subscribers, that means that like it's meant for I wanted to say elite few out of the population. And so this is upping your standards, um, and knowing that not like every breed is the same. Um, yeah, yeah. So there's that. Okay. Anything else that you want to tell me as far as insights? In transit insights for my divine panel of 8. That one is 9 of Wands in reverse. This is kind of like a no-show energy, but you're not like, it's not docked against you. So there's no consequence to the no-show here. Like, your energy speaks for itself. Like, it's no wonder, if somebody is scooting you out, treating you like ish, then, that's their own personal ideation of success. And so you just leave it to them, it's their loss. That's it. So, there's no, we have not foregone anything in moving our energy to a different location. Like, I have chosen to put myself in another arena. Like, that's what it is. There's an octopus here. But it's like greener. It's filled with moss. And it has many eyes on it. So there's another energetic, like a conglomerate type of energetic, that's almost disguised. It is camouflaged even, you see? That mimics our like networking type of energy, the tentacle. But once you narrow down and isolate the individual, the components that make up this like large hybrid, let's say, they bear no light to the Justice card in our own personal touch on the situation. So this is exiting situationships because we deserve more. When we apply ourselves, it applies pressure in it's like reformatting the environment. So it's like an upgrade from like a dot matrix type of technology or systems to like a highly pixelated, like, which is dude, I don't know anything about I almost said HDMI. Like an HD type of like vivid setting. So this is good. This is good. So this is presenting and not just an internal new self-awareness on the exterior and the personals, but also like the environment is starting to reflect itself back to us. Like, hey, yeah, hey you, hey new you. So this is good. This is exciting. Okay. And so like the vibe here so far in the 24 minutes or almost 23 minutes or 25 minutes that we've been here is like is very positive and encouraging. It's supposed to uplift and incite vigor within us. Like, not only is this just the right move, but like this is actually quite exciting. Like, you don't know what to expect. Yeah. So when I said 24 moving into 25 minutes, I felt like I misspoke in saying 23. So there might be a couple of like maybe a singular hiccup in like retracting. Like going, like wanting to like kind of go backwards a little bit, but it's like it's instantaneous in its recognition. So the positive vibes will help and restabilize our positioning, our current positioning. Excuse me. Yeah, burping for confirmation. All right. Yeah. Okay. Anything else that you want to say? Fine panel of 8. 2 of Pentacles. So things are in balance. There, oh, and it's now accentuated. Hitting the skull in a honey packet. So this is sweet, even to our ancestors. So much so that it balances things out, not on our level, but like it's comprehensive of those that have passed and before us, and so this is healing. Like this is milk and honey type of energy. For our ancestors, so it's like doing them justice too. So there's a recognition of almost like background ploys, but at the same time, like it's not what gives anymore, it's like who gives, right? Excellent, love it. So when the ancestors are happy, everybody's happy. Like the level of happiness has increased. Like when you it's like echolocation, so there's no visibility in it unless viewed through another systems like technology. So like on maybe let's say a microscopic view, you can kind of see that through other systems, etc. But like by the naked eye, it's like it's very healing, because there's this feeling, this almost like inexplicable amplification of like a hug, like a welcoming, like you did good. You did good. I forgot what I was going to say about that. Oh, it's like, when mama's happy, everybody's happy. So that's what we're looking at like on an ancestral level, that things are balancing out. And so as far as this is reading between the lines, when they're happy with what we've done, they're also in recognition, like they are more invested in mediating and resolving these energetics before they even come to us. Something about the bubbles there. Yeah. Interesting. Why are there bubbles? Why are there bubbles? I don't know. Okay, clarification. The Fool card. Oh, this is like kind of right, so the Fool card is listed at 22, which is strange because it's usually 0. This is definitely stepping into a new chapter. Yeah. This is probably the second time that I've seen, like across all the decks that I own, this is probably the second time that I've seen the variation of having the Fool card at 22 instead of 0. This is definitely harking a new chapter, heralding a new chapter. Somebody's name might be Harold. That's crazy. I hardly ever get that. That's something that like I would find in like bananagrams when I'm doing that, and I haven't done it in a long time, but maybe I should. I haven't done it for a long time, only because it takes a lot of time to do that, like about 25-30 minutes to connect everything. I mean, it could incur less time, but it depends on like what I grab from it. Whatever time it takes, it's gonna take. But that's what it's showing me here. So the bubbles is kind of acclimating to a new environment that is meant to cause balance, you see, for oneself. Because we did that. I did that, you know? And so this is a different way of like the juvenile, not like a youth's way in saying like, I did that. You know, back in the day, when they had like public type of broadcasting, like Mr. Rogers type of energy, there were intros like Deke or I don't know, dude, like, or like commercials. After these messages, we'll be right back. It's kind of like that. Why did I say it like that? Oh, like I did that. I did this. There's some excerpt that it like that's where it came from. That's what I recognize it came from, but I can't quite pinpoint where, you know, which one it is. Anyway, it's not a big deal. Okay, cut the deck to the High Priestess in reverse. What's behind her? The Hangman. Okay, so definitely, I was like, is there like dark High Priestesses? But they don't like, they can't shine a light to us, you know. So the emphasis here is the High Priestess, like knowing, like with an engaged core of higher knowing. So this is like Batman mode of the High Priestess. Like, I know what's going on in the darkness, but like I am the light. And what better way to showcase the light than putting it overhead rather than like in your face, you know? So this is non-threatening type of energy. This is not I told you so energy. This is like I know. So you broadcast it and in a way that like gives everyone the advantage. Again, the Seven of Wands of heightening that light, so it exposes, it gives more exposure, more readability, more visibility on a singular level of each like ecosystem, each microcosm, you know. So that's just, you see, it's crazy. It's crazy. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to take those to put it down. Yeah, this is emphasized because right after that is the Devil card. Super intensified, super intense light, like bright, like floodlight energy, you know. If we're looking at like man-made materials, it's on a level of floodlights. Right behind that, Ace of Pentacles for sure. It's like a singular light that's causing it. So this is crazy. Excellent. And this is definitely like an intensified inner knowing. Like, you got to do what's best. And this is like the grand finale. Oh my goodness, it's a grand finale, people. So this is like your etheric red carpet here. I like it, and it's fabulous without having like extra bling. This is definitely like ancestral, and it's welcoming, like she's coming home. Okay. Anything else that you want to say before I close out this reading? My divine panel of 8. 5 of Swords in reverse. It's forfeiting certain battles. It's not like just choosing your battles. It's choosing your wins. So you forfeit, you know, anyone trying to like, what is it? Catch hands or catch fists, or what is it? Throw hands, throw fists? What, catching? Yeah. Anyway, I think you know what I mean by that. Yeah. So, when you see somebody's like trying to come at you, it's like, meh. You know, I used to work with this person. I think he's Persian, and he was like, Mimi. And I was like, what does that mean? I know what meh means. And he was like, Mimi means like sleep, and nom nom means hungry or yum yum, you know. And so it's like putting things to rest, but with that extra H at the end, it's kind of like buckle up on a low key level. You know, H, you know, bananagram style. So you tilt it off to the side and it's like buckle up. Buckle up, partner. So it's like meh. I'm putting things to sleep. I'm moving on safely. This is good. This is good. So it's kind of like no hard feelings on the fights that you forego, because you realize that there's like internal volatility within those energetics. So you don't take it personal, and therefore they shouldn't take it personal. You know what I mean? You're setting the standard on that. It's like you are who you are. as long as you continue to be. And, why should I invest in that? I've already invested on how to better that. But if you're stubborn on your particular takeaways, then like what is my business in the matter? That's all your business. So it's like a child throwing a tantrum, and when you give it energy, it's almost amplified. Whether that's on a singular basis or it affects both of you. And so you don't give it much attention. And so the child is meant to self-mediate. And whether child or adult, I'm not coming in to insult anyone. Like, I think everyone has had their trials on stomping their feet with the sole intention to stand their ground. But not yet knowing the know-how just yet. Like, it just hasn't clicked yet. So it's kind of like that. Okay. Five of Swords in reversal. And if any other cards come out, then we'll continue. But otherwise, we'll just, if it feels like a loading time, then I'm going to honor that. And I'm just going to do the takeaways here. Okay? Okay, so the Lover's card accentuated, and what fell face down on the Five of Swords pile is Eight of Swords in reverse. So this is absolutely freeing yourself against like Macheteville. It's like, you're the next one I'm gonna slice. And the full moon energy. So there's just be aware, like if you're encountering yucky energy, the next full moon, based on locality, I did notice that for my region, it's on Monday. I feel like Monday, this coming Monday, yeah, I think so, the 13th. But then I think when I looked it up, the 14th in other regions, like on the other part of the hemisphere. So yeah, so people are doing like full moon antics in the back, like cloaked. Do you see? But they're cloaked like the breeze, like the Santa Ana winds or whatever. Forces of nature to be reckoned with are like blowing are resourcing its way to reveal these characters, these cloaked characters. So freeing ourselves from that energetic. So just a reminder to at least cover the basics, or you don't need to go like, oh, checklist, okay, these are the basics. Whatever you're intuitively guided, even if it's like, oh, that's an acorn, or like an acorn, like that, I'm going to go ahead and pick that for like earth magic protection, that kind of thing, and abundance. To follow that, but also to have your checkpoints depending on your level of let's say ascension. You have to recognize that there are other, like, it's not just maybe like a one-step thing. It's maybe a two-step or a three-step thing, and following your intuition. And I'm going to tell you a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to I think it was yesterday. Yeah, I was walking out the door, and like right outside the gate, there was like this heavy as pine cone, pine cone. And I was like, oh, a present. And I was walking out the gate, and I was like, maybe I should come and pick it up. So I turned back, and I was about to grab the pine cone, but as I was like, wait a minute. Somebody might have just like put that there for some oogity boogity, knowing me that I'm like, oh, look, a present, Snow White, yeah. And so I felt the energy. I said, like, yes, is this for me? For the best of me, yes or no. And as I felt the energy between yes and no, it was more of a no. And I tested it several times, like maybe 3 times, and it kept saying no. So I knew that was an implant of masked energetics that did not wish me well, because I've already protected my environment. So it was right outside the premises that was not as protected. And so I kicked it over to the side, and I was like, because of these winds, I'm like, this is a great time to salvage what nature has disposed of within its true foundations, like the weakest links. It shook off the weakest links. It shimmied them out. And so those that are not paying attention will incur accidents for sure. You know, those who are not aware of their surroundings and their own maneuvering through life, they're the ones that are going to get compromised. And so, what were you going to say about this? And so, like, I ran my errands, I came back, and I was walking on the grass, and I was like, to detox, and I was like, oh, that might be one. I was encouraged to look for another, and it only took one for me to like feel out the energy, and that was a yes. How amazing is that? So it's like it doesn't have to be a rigorous process when we're assessing people in a way of like it's so simple. Like all it is it just takes time. Like from moment to moment to moment to moment, the variations of it, and so when you're assessing like who are like the thick and thin bonds, the ones that are more intimate than the Two of Cups, more committed, this is definitely more bonded, like lifelong relationships, um steady, like we're going steady like forever. And there's no feeling of opposition, like greedy, like territorial, like you can't share yourself with anybody but me, you know, type of energy. So this is very much accentuated, and therefore in the it doesn't have to be a rigorous process in assessing who those energetics are, just like those pine cones. You just follow your intuition at that. And that's so in transit insights, like we may meet people along the way, we may never see them again, but their energetics are like so appealing and just so warm to the heart, like you remember that, like, yeah, I feel like that. Okay, so our assessments don't have to be so cookie cutter. We can be aggressive with our principles. Yeah, like moving houses. But at the same time, it doesn't have to be in your face. It doesn't have to be in their face. Um, um, it's just like building a new etheric body, a new or like amplifying your auric fields. I feel like that. Like this is a new level. Like as a co-creator, you not just have the ability to develop and expand your auras and strengthen them, but this here is like an extra auric field that is built in. That's what do you want to say about my divine panel? So that means that you have a new crowd, or we have a new crowd of energetics that of support, you know, of unseen support. Okay, the stood here is the World card in reverse. So this is definitely like an ongoing cycle here, because it was standing erect here, like just right on my left side of my lap. And so and this is prefixing the Fool card, remember? So this is an ongoing thing of going through the dark night of the soul. It's like one of your routine matters. And it's not like to say like, oh, it's a dark world, or this world sucks, or like I'm caught up in a trap or anything like that. This is more like your learnings are ongoing. Your journey is ongoing. So this destination that you're headed to or have landed into is not like there's still adventure in it. Like, so you don't have to become so fixated, like some people who like variety in their lives, they could get bored of like doing the same thing over and over and over. This is not the same thing over and over. This is leaning into a new chapter. So this is like the Encyclopedia Britannica type of version, where it's just like volumizing, volumizing, volumizing. It did this is the top of the card, the Tower card, inverted. But this is also the follow through on an extroverted level. Like if you want to learn more, if you want to expand, you have to learn more about the world, not just how others see it, how it's recorded, but there's kind of like a manipulation of energy and how you comprehend it for your own sake. And so there's like an immediate recognition. Oops. Six of Cups in reverse on the left side. So standing also erect. That there's that soul ties are not predetermined. You know what I mean? Like there's still adventure in this. So like there's an immediate recognition. I know who you are, Tina. And so it spits out another card and it's saying like others will know who you are too. By what you do, how your follow through, etc. So it's not turning a blind eye to bullshit's energy, but it's also not the like cookie, like the under the umbrella of picking your battles. This is okay. So that's all I want to say. So that's all I want to say. All right. Anything else? 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords, and the Ace of Wands in reverse. So 19 swords here, back to in total. 19 is the Sun card. This is a lot of thought, but this is like also a blinding awareness, being the sun, that you don't look directly in that way. There's a huge emphasis on like massive battles. This is like World War II type of energy, right? So like you're aware of it, but you're not going to lock eyes into it. You're not going to do a soul connection with that type of energetic. You're not going to give it any of your energy or attention. You are just simply aware of it. And so with that, the best way to handle mimicking, let's say, like reruns of situations is that, especially following the World card in reverse, is that when you're stepping into a new place, you know, these energetics have become so accustomed to like picking on you that they're like, oh, she's going, so like their ideation is like, let's F up whatever they're going into, or let's at least ride with it. Like, depending on how successful, publicly successful you are, if you're on that heightened level, like celebrity, like recognized level, people are like, oh, let's just at least ride on those coattails. Like, this is a free ride, free ticket. And so it's just like human behavior, you know, on its like uncivilized arena. And so there's a huge emphasis on that type of energy, but there's also this blinding light within you, Tina, within, you know, you, kin energy, to kind of put your wand down. You know, this is the legend of Zelda, okay? Even if I don't have like a metal sword, and if I just have like a wooden stick, I'm going to crutch on that. And that means that I don't have to waste my energy in doing like the abracadabra, you know, what is it? What does Voldemort say? I know what he says. Now I just said it. It's like basically a death spell. When you say like bless you, it's the opposite of that, okay? So you don't have to engage in that. And this is a supreme way of like when it becomes triggering, you're like, oh, nah, it's okay. It's okay. My power, my magician's wand is better utilized elsewhere. And by that motioning, like, you win. Your light is so much brighter than the reflective light of 19 swords, like conglomerate, like energy coming up against you. Definitely. So 20% battery on there. Okay. Bottom of the deck, to emphasize that, 6 of Wands in reverse. It's upcoming victory. Again, I'm noticing the Ace of Wands in the matter, tied to, in reversal, tied to the 6 of Wands. That's a huge advantage. It's so hidden. It's hidden in plain sight. The huge advantage is like your willpower, basically. Yeah. Dab of the deck, no secret to my saucies. The moon card, intentions. This is new moon energy. Yeah. All right, I feel like that's good there. Okay, so 49, 50 on the clock. I don't see a head count on here, but that's A-okay. What are my 3 takeaways? Takeaway number 1 is 9 of Cups, happiness, redefined, like you have, they're saying you're well defined. Yeah, so there's a lot of clarity provided in who you are, what you stand for, what happiness means to you. Yeah. You see that? There's some kind of incantation here. Like, this is Ghostbusters energy. You know, like trapping, like, dark energies. Yeah. Like, you're not going to mix with mine. You are who you are. Like, just as everyone sees me, how I see myself in the matter. Like, you are a separate entity. And you belong as a separate entity so long as you are like that. So it's trapping those ghosts, like, definitely Ghostbusters style. The clarifier for that is 5 of Cups. So this is like, goodbye. Goodbye, Felicia. Goodbye. You know who's going to amplify that? The Grim Reaper over there. The Grim Reaper doesn't even have to, like, show its, like, scythe. You know what I mean? Like, you know who I am. Interesting. 95 is an angel number here for me. Interesting. Okay. Okay, my second takeaway is 3 of Swords in reverse, no heartbreak, okay? So, like, again, the emphasis of, like, no hard feelings, you know? Clarifier for that is... So the other thing about that is, you know, is, like, whenever I received the 3 of Swords upright, it leaned towards, like, oh, you're a heartbreaker, Tina. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And so this is an emphasis in saying, like, you are, Page of Pentacles. You are invested, as is energy. Like, what you see is what you get, investment, like, at bare minimum. And so, there's a realization of that. I forgot what it is. Oh, yeah. Like, so this is recognizing that I haven't led anybody on. So there's no heartbreaker energy. Like, any perceptions of that is like, what do you call it? Our projections of what others would want from us. So it's like, you know, that's all I want to say on that. Okay, so that was the second takeaway. Yeah. Okay, my third takeaway is, oh, what is that? Temperance. Like, you're so chill. You are so, this is Goldilocks energy on the temperature of the water that we're in. What is it? Yeah, definitely. Interesting. Okay, what's the clarifier for that? For that, my third takeaway. 13, death. Like, amidst transitions, because the death harks the opportunity and the inevitable process of life to commence. It's not looking at life coming to a close and end and decay, not just because looking at that incurs, like, an emotional and this is an elevation point in which you see death in its whole capacity and its offering. So the proper close isn't just like, bye, Felicia, with a little diva attitude, with, like, you know, solid vigor, warranted vigor. But this is the understanding, like, death carries one through. This is like Anubis, Hekate, energy. Just like, there in life, there's going to be, which it's like water under the bridge type of energy. Yeah, for sure. Again, this is the second time in a row that we're getting that water under the bridge energy. So, this is the best way to get, like, have a lighter step into moving into your new realm. So, no ball and chains. No cuffs. No, it's like, it's just freedom. That's wonderful. Yeah. 14, 13, winding down. It's a relaxation point, like that you can get yourself through whatever. Whatever, whenever. The intuitive bodies are like encased in like these dead-headed energies. 14, 13 is an angel number, not just for me, but those that are, going through that sequence. I feel like, as a proper closure for my particular collective here, also encasing myself, obviously, what is our takeaway? I'm just saying pulling a solid, right? Knight of Swords in reverse. Things are very much like this focused energy. I don't know if this is a prompt to keep focused, or this is an acknowledgement that like things are on point, on focus, even with like the to be determined, to be announced, to be discussed in the air, looming in the air. Remember, the right side, doing side, is quite adventurous, and it's like trying to pin down like a live Pinterest, what inspires you, okay? Because nobody's gonna like pinpoint, they're not gonna, use it like, Yelp or whatever in creating bad reviews. You want to pin down what inspires you, what's your collective interests, as you move along. So this is focused energy, and not like the intensified, like, like the like you're gonna take the LSAT. I don't even remember what that's for, but something like that. Yeah, so this is focused energy, and like, am I gonna make it? Am I going to pass this test? It's not like that. This is focused in like, what's your focal points? Like, from this arena, from your previous arena, what are your focal points, Like, what would you like to carry along with you? When you're backpacking, let's say, like, I don't know, the Pacific Rim, or I forget I think that's what it's called. I think that's what it's called. It's an intensified field trip on foot. So you have to carry all this stuff, all the necessities in which you can, like, these tools that you can, that are multi-purpose. And so you have to reduce them out, because anything that you carry, including, like, let's say army, or like military, you have to think on that level, because it's like, if, let's say this, okay, if you overpack and you're on this journey and you have to let go of some things, you realize, like, I have so many more miles, my feet are starting to crack or bleed or whatever, and you start to dispose and discard of these things. You know what you're doing? You are contaminating the environment. You're polluting the environment, like, as you move along. So it's like just being very just thinking in that manner. It's a creative way in order in how to reduce the waste. So I think that's partly why, like, I like shopping for pre-loved things. um it's not just like a money matter, but like there's a sense of pride in being able to like, it's like in a in a private way of supporting the cause of, like, haste makes waste type of energy, like not like understanding that energy. Yeah, so this is keeping your immediate gratifications in check. Let me get one more card to clarify this collective, like, focus energy, because I don't feel like it's like, what do you call it? Um Scrutinizing. What is the word for it? Like, it's not a disciplinary, like, prompt. I feel like it has a more positive, like, vibe to it. So what's the clarifier for that? Three of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, so this is focusing on upcoming opportunities for yourself. Just widening that door. You know it's open, and you can hear the conversations that are happening on the other side. Or, but at the same time, like, it's meant for you not to be timid and knock on that door or further open it. Okay, so it's widening the gate of those opportunities and therefore expanding the realm of like that frequency of like expanded horizons. So like you can see more. Yeah, it's like peekaboo, I see you type of energy, and you're I see you coming at me. Yeah, it's magical in its sense, you know, the bubbly, like effervescent type of energy. Yeah, so this is like very much alleviated in its aggression when you're thinking like, what does focus mean? Like it doesn't it's so vague, it's so cryptic. No, it's actually very magical once you engage in that particular insight. All right, I feel like that's it. Thanks very much for all donations provided in and of light and love that reciprocate equally and therefore abundantly. But now that this reading is officially over, I call back all my power, energy, essence, gift, strength, passions from those that call upon, cast, generate, bring, magnify, multiply, and or any variation thereof, ill will, intent, thought form, pattern, and or entity, to pass through the white light of the Holy Spirit for cleansings, for blessings, for refortification in me, only me, hassle-free, no doubt, and no attachments except for all bonus points included. Now, upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas too, assisting with the sequence of rollout, enlighten love. I close the portals in this reading.